Would you like to know about a disgusting metric that I learned about recently? A real, true, disgusting metric that I discovered.
I don't know. Do I want to know about that?
Thumbnails that contain women with their mouths open perform better than thumbnails that don't.
You're kidding.
And the data that I've gathered bears that out. First episode, you're laughing in the thumbnail. Teeth, mouth, gob, wide open. Loads of views. Loads of impressions.
Okay. High
click-through rate.
Yeah.
On that one. The brutal comment clip that we uploaded on the second channel, even bigger mouth.
Okay.
That got very good views for an upload on that channel. Second episode, you've got sunglasses on, mouth closed. I'm there with my mouth open, looking a bit tubby. Looking a little bit tubby.
Like me all the time.
After America.
Oh God, it's gone completely wrong. Half your moustache is down and half of it's up.
It's really bad.
I hate
really
it
bad.
so much. Oh, it's in my mouth.
These were like a pack of 4 off Amazon. Fucking disgusting. I've swallowed more of this beard than is still on it.
I don't know why you didn't think they were going to be disgusting. Ew.
We need to cut. My mouth is open.
They don't want that.
My beautiful supple mouth.
They don't want it.
Is open and frankly looking a little tubby. Looking soft and ready. Zilch. Nothing. Second channel uploads from that one. We did 2. One where both of our mouths are closed.
Yeah.
Low views.
Okay.
One with my mouth closed. You're just showing a little bit of teeth. Marginally better views.
Interesting.
So if you could just, yep, there we go. If you could just look into
I've got like a split on the side of my mouth, so it hurts.
We'll Photoshop that out.
No, it hurts is what I don't care. It hurts.
I don't follow. There we go. Yeah, really get all the way in there. Get all the way back. Yeah, that's good. Doesn't matter what I'm doing. I could do anything.
I have to have the mouth open.
How bad do you want this? You know, how committed to this project are you?
That's the one.
Hello, and welcome back to Am I Bothering You? Which I remember the name of.
Yeah.
I remembered the name.
Well done.
This time, it's a new podcast, a brand new podcast that we started at the beginning of this year. And this is episode 3.
Woo!
Don't do the maths, please.
We don't live near each other.
It's
okay?
been a busy time.
It's been busy. He keeps leaving the country. Also, one time I also left the country with him.
We had a wonderful holiday.
We did.
We had a wonderful drive through the
great.
Nevada desert.
Yeah. I drove us. It was great.
Jen drove in America for the first time. We saw Slipknot and
Yes.
Sleep Token.
Oh, yes.
Among other acts, musical acts.
Bad Omens.
In Las
System of a
Vegas.
Down.
And I got a new tattoo.
Woo! Yeah, we love it.
And Annie was there
Yep.
as well. Jen, did you have a question for me?
Yeah. You know, I was thinking about it the other day. Just suddenly popped into my head. How's your rash?
Which one?
Exactly. How are they both? All of them?
Well, there's a few. I mean, I've got I get dry skin on my pits.
I know you got one in your armpit.
I get dry skin on my pits, and I get dry skin on my pits. Boys, you know what's up. You get it.
Oh, that was sexual.
They're not great, but they're not nearly... I've got them more under control than I used to. There was a really bad... They were real bad for a while. Like, really chapped.
Yeah.
Really dry, really flaky, really irritated.
I remember you saying that's why I thought I'd check in.
And I've got... They're a lot more seamly now.
Calm down a bit.
Calamine lotion.
You recommended this to me when I had a spot of eczema on my hand.
Calamine lotion and roll-on deodorant that contains zinc, which is zinc is also the thing that's in like talcum powder. But it does, when it flares up, it does look like my ball sack has wings.
I'm so sorry.
What's it like having really soft teeth?
Awful.
Yeah.
Really awful.
You got the soft teeth gene.
I got the terrible teeth gene.
In our family. Your teeth are like putty.
Yeah. And before anyone says anything, I look after my teeth very well. I floss every day. I brush twice with an electric brush that is specifically recommended by my dentist. I do all of the good things. Okay?
Yeah.
So I don't have teeth issues because I don't take care of them. Okay? It's genetic or something. But I have too many fillings to count. And last year I also had to get a root canal. And I also will be having a coronectomy at some point.
Ooh.
Which is basically where...
Fancy.
It's a type of surgery they do on wisdom teeth. Because my wisdom teeth came in horizontally. Hooray! And yeah, so... But they're so close to the nerves that it's risky. The nerves in the gum, it's so close that it's risky to completely take them out. But they're causing issues, so they need to take them out. So they're going to do a coronectomy, apparently, which is where they chop it in half and they take out the top of the tooth and they leave the roots to just sit there. And ideally, the gums just kind of grow over the roots and they're just there forever.
I was a little worried that my big chomper was dying because it's a bit
Yes, I remember you saying.
But I think that actually...
Well, that's the thing. I got the bad genes, but you just like deliberately have messed up your... Well, not deliberately, but...
I didn't deliberately smash my face into a road.
I got the bad, like, just genes, genetic dental health issues, and you just, like, smashed your face into some concrete a couple times.
Yeah. Yeah, they look better than ever.
Because they're half fake.
Yeah, but I don't recommend how I got there.
I was thinking, you know, we film this podcast in my home.
Yes.
We're in my office now. And, but you have stated recently that you are in charge because you're the eldest sibling. So I was wondering, why don't we film the podcast at your home? Oh, wait. We can't.
Well, okay, first up, I am in charge. And that's like it was going to be an unspoken rule. But now you brought it up. One of the rules of the format of this show is that I'm the eldest sibling and I'm in charge.
He thinks.
And what more of a power move than completely monopolizing and destroying your home for a whole day? This is chaos. I've completely destroyed your office. This is the hours of moving shit around, and you're going to have lost some stuff, and we're probably going to break something or get a mark on the wall. Why would I do that in my own home when I can use yours? I'm asserting my dominance.
That one really backfired on me.
Yeah.
I have no retort.
No, you don't.
I messed up.
Yeah. Miscalculated. You are in a room.
Yep.
What do?
What room am I in?
You are in a stone room, dimly lit by 2 flaming torches on either side of you, mounted to the wall.
Okay.
Behind you is the door that you came through. It's big and wooden with a metal latch. In front of you, on the ground, are 2 raised stone slabs, roughly 2 feet by 2 feet each, about an inch above the surface of the rest of the ground.
Okay.
In front of you on the far wall is a small hole at floor level, bigger than a mouse's hole, but too small for a human to fit inside. What do?
So there's only the one door that's behind me that I came through.
One door behind you, hole in the wall in front of you. Two raised
slabs.
square stone slabs.
And 2 lamps on the walls.
And 2 flaming torches attached to the walls.
Okay, but everything is stone apart from the door, which is wooden.
Yes, everything is stone.
Can I go to the torches on the walls and see if they're like secret switches to open something? Oh my god! Ow! That made me jump so much. I hit my hand on the microphone.
What do you do next?
Oh no! So I guess that was a no. I hate this. I'll go and stand on one of the slabs, the one on the right.
The one on the right.
If you're looking at them.
I hit the mic.
I'll jump over to the left one.
The left slab.
Yeah.
You're going to stand on it.
Yeah. This is fun.
Just kidding.
That was rude. I need to find my gun. This isn't fair.
What do you do?
I'll go and look in the hole.
You're going to investigate the hole.
Yeah. Can I roll an investigation check? Ow!
Would you like to do anything else in this room?
Can I leave?
Describe how.
Go back through the door I came in through. You missed me. That's your last one. How close are the slabs together? How close are the slabs together?
They're about 2 feet apart.
Okay, so I could put one foot on one and the other foot on the other, be standing on both of them.
Great job. You step onto the slabs simultaneously. Left foot on the left one, right foot on the right one. They slowly lower into the ground as you stand on them.
Ow! That one really hurt.
End of segment. Coming up later on the show, Jenny's going to tell us why she is Team Oliver and not Team Yuval. Controversial.
And Chris is going to explain the basic premise of the highly popular ACOTAR books by Sarah J Maas.
Yep. I can't fucking wait. Let's get real. Okay? Let's fucking get real. I watched all of the Harry Potters recently. I binged. I've been doing big franchises this year.
Yeah.
It started in the States. We watched all of Lord of the Rings. Then I watched all of John Wick. When I came back, I did a selective Star Wars. No prequels. Then I started on the...
On the plane back from America, we watched...
We watched one.
It was one,
We
wasn't
watched
it?
one on the plane, yes.
We watched the first one on the plane back from America on our screen. Like we
simultaneously, we paused and we got
play
it
at
right.
the same time. It was pretty great.
Yeah.
Also because I had quoted, not me, not Hermione, you.
Yo. I mean, we should say if J.K. Rowling's fucking idiot, stupid fucking idiot, she should sell it. It was better than I remembered, that first one, but still pretty rough.
A lot happened.
The child acting, not good. And I want to just say, I know that it's like a cultural moment and a lot of people grow up with these films, and I grew up with the books until I stopped reading them. I don't really care. I don't really care what happens to any of those people, right? Ron, Hermione, Harry.
I like Ron.
They're like, Ron is the best. Ron
is the best one.
Ron is better, but he has his like emo moments in those middle movies.
Yeah.
And I really don't give a shit about what happens to them.
I mean, I think that's fine. They are not real.
They're not real, no. But like nothing, Maybe it's just a sign that
But you do know what happens to them, though, now, because you finally finished.
I did finally
watching the film.
I finally watched the last one, which I had never seen, and it was fine. It ended very quickly.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way, after everything they've been through, that they're just like cool with fucking Malfoy being on that platform and just chumming about with all the parents. No fucking way. That's lifelong trauma. He is not even them. He would never want to show his face on that fucking platform again after what he did.
Do you mean 9 3/4?
Yes.
Like later,
in the flash
later.
forward when they're adults and there's like adult Malfoy with the back of Bertie's head, right? Like, there's no fucking way he would show his face on platform 9 3/4 ever again. Ever.
Well, he kind of redeemed himself, didn't he?
No, they just slink off. Maybe. No, not really.
He gets really upset, no?
He doesn't tell them that it's Harry at that one point.
Yeah.
That's it. And then their whole little family of losers slink off into the fucking sunset to fight another day. You would never show your face again. Oh, I'm only a few feet away from the guy that my family tried to fucking kill when we were all in league with Wizard Hitler that one time. Oh, wasn't school days such a long time ago? Just fucking wouldn't be there.
I guess I never really thought about it. I suppose I just assumed that
that's lifelong shame.
Buried the hatchet or whatever in that time in between that we don't see.
But you know what? I really like the Fantastic Beasts. I have a real soft spot for the Fantastic Beasts. The first Fantastic Beasts.
Still only seen the first one.
The thing is, they're adults, right? And I think it's just a sign. Like, I don't really give a fuck what happens to those little kids, these little magical kids in their little magical prep school, right? But give me a like down on his luck little funny little tubby guy who's a muggle and the like unfeasibly attractive woman that he falls in love with and a magic detective who's like been demoted and a nerdy loser who keeps animals in his briefcase, who are all adults and can fuck. I'm so down.
Yeah, I would like to re-watch it and then actually watch like the second and
immediately
the
more
ones.
invested in those characters after 1 hour of that film.
I remember enjoying it.
Ever was to Ron and Hermione and Harry. And then the second one is it's one of the worst films I've ever seen.
Oh no. Maybe I don't want to watch it.
Absolutely terrible.
That's the crimes of...
The crimes of Gringle Boys. Grumble Pie.
Crumbly Pop. Just a bad guy.
It's a bad movie full of bad choices, full of terrible narrative decisions. And there's not nearly enough fun Fantastic Beasts.
Oh. Well, it's not called that though, is it? The first one's called that, so you get
they immediately gave up on it. Like, just give me 10 of them. Just give me 10 silly movies. Give me 10 silly movies.
Yeah.
Where they go on adventures that somehow always involve silly animals. Right? And then they can't. But the thing that surprised me about Dumbledore is that they actually seem to have taken that. They seem to have listened to me slightly. And they reintroduced some fun bits. Like, there's a whole scene where they have to crab walk with all these crabs. Otherwise, they die.
That sounds amazing.
There's a whole sequence in an underground prison where if you're not crab walking, you get fucking stabbed by a giant scorpion and your bones melted. Unless you're doing this.
That's crazy.
It's fun.
So you think they predicted your reactions to the films when you watched them years and years later, and they incorporated that to fix the third one so that you'd be happy with it?
I made a video about these films when Grindelwald was coming out.
Oh.
And I think they watched that video and then they took it on board. I think they listened to me and they made Dumbledore. They were already part down the way, so they had to do all this. Dumbledore is secretly in love with Grindelwald, and they were boyfriend and girlfriend, and then we had to do all this, stuff with the election that nobody cares about because that was already in the script, and they'd already cast all the politicians. But I think that they saw my video and scrapped the rest of it and put in the crab walking.
Okay.
Bit.
Yeah. It's plausible. It is plausible. Well, we're gonna stick with the thought that that's what happened. I like that.
Good job over there.
You too.
I brought this with me for show and tell. It's my fucking driver's license.
Yeah.
It's my driver's license, bitch.
He finally got
I'm gonna blur it out, but it's my fucking driver's license, bitch. Have a look at that.
And you passed first time, right?
Yeah, well.
No, it was the second time.
Well. It was the second time at that location.
Ah, okay. So
Third
the other one
time overall.
Yeah, the other one doesn't.
But the second one was bullshit.
I passed mine first time.
It was bullshit. First time was bullshit too, actually. But there we go.
Yes.
Look at it. It's pink and it's blue and it's got my face on it. And it says that I can drive the good cars.
Yours looks fancier than mine. It's got all these extra bits
because
on
they
it.
saw me coming and they realized that it needed to be extra fancy. Your boy can drive and has been driving and enjoying it and can't wait to own a car.
Woo!
Can't wait to be a vroom vroom car boy 24/7, 24 hours a day, always driving. That's going to be me.
It is good. It does feel good. Like the freedom that you get is just wonderful. It's beautiful.
That clip of us talking about testing in an automatic on TikTok, my TikToks usually get, I have it in my notes here, about 12 comments. This one has 270. And I get new ones every single day. Everyone and their dogs has an opinion about driving. And it's really actually very interesting because it's like 50-50 down the middle. A lot of people are like, hey, your business is your business. Yeah. Or actually, I'm totally on board with this. It's much quicker and easier and whatever. A lot of people talking about how much it's going to cost me, how much more it's going to cost me.
Yeah, that is a factor because generally automatic cars are more expensive.
Yeah. But the thing is, it was a I didn't really make clear in the last one. It was a financial decision in the first place because I had access to a automatic car that I could learn in for free.
Yeah.
And I did the maths and I knew that I would need X many more lessons to pass manual. And that was going to cost me a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, it costs a lot. Driving lessons are expensive.
And the only time I'm able to learn in the manual is on the lessons.
Yeah.
So I did the maths and was like, it's going to cost me another probably £1,000 to pass manual.
Yeah.
When I can I can learn more and test in this one for free and get it done for whatever it is, 65 quid.
Yeah, it was totally a valid choice. Totally get it. And I'm pretty neutral on it. I don't mind either way. I have driven automatics. I have driven manuals more because I've always owned a manual car. My current car is manual and that's fine. But I will say when we were in America and I was driving in a different country for the first time ever, I was so very grateful to be in an automatic car.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was one less thing to think about. I was dealing with trying to get used to everything being backwards and being on the other side of the car and the other side of the road and everything. So not having to think about a gear stick and another pedal that also would have been on the other side that I'm used to.
Yeah.
I was so thankful for that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And it's the same for me. I'm trying to I have a really hard time telling the road apart from the pavement. And then there's people and they're on the pavement. I'm like, I should be on the pavement. My brain's like, I should be there. That's where I belong. And it's really tough. And I keep rubbing up against the sides. Pop quiz. How fast should the wipers be going at all times?
No.
Top speed.
No.
Top speed. Top speed. Always.
You get that lovely noise then when the windscreen is dry.
No, because that
goes,
that sound lets you know that the car is working. AC should always be on. AC always on. And if it gets too cold, open the windows.
If your car has AC, if your car doesn't have AC,
throw it away. Throw it away. Throw it right in a bin. Chop it up.
My first car didn't have AC.
You can actually legally dispose of a car if you cut it up into small enough pieces without telling anybody. If you cut it up into small enough pieces, you can throw it away in the regular garbage.
That's what I did with my first one.
Yeah. Always full beams. Always AC. Always wipers. Full speed.
Front and back.
Never reverse. The R in the middle of the console is a lie. It's a fucking prank. You should never ever need to reverse except in an emergency. If you're worried about where you're parked, park in a place that you can do a big curve. You need always, that's why big houses, mansions and shit have circular driveways.
Yeah.
So you never have to reverse.
And you always basically always have that option to do a big curve instead in London.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just in England in general, all the roads are huge, really wide. What's a country lane? I have no idea.
You know, if you take the tires off, if you take the
put some wheels from a Hot Wheels car on there instead.
If you take the tires off and you just leave the inner tube, the car goes faster because there's less weight. The tires are heavy. You ever try to lift a tire? That's the reason why bodybuilders throw tires around, because they're heavy.
Yep.
Yeah. I can't wait to own a car. I am going to be the coolest car guy. I am so ready to be a vroom vroom car boy with my wipers on full. Never backwards, always forward. Forward unto dawn. Halo. Do you have a show and tell?
I have this thing, yeah.
We need to get off this subject. Show me a thing.
I thought, it popped into my head because it's something I have, it's something I like. And it's somewhat connected to the next section that we have planned.
Ooh.
So I thought that was also quite fun. Is my OG shiny Charizard from when we were kids.
Oh, pass this to me.
It's not in good nick, because original,
No,
and
it's
it's not first edition, and it's not in good nick.
It's a little frayed. You can see the foil around the edges.
It's probably still worth something decent,
It
but
probably is.
not anywhere near as much as
not.
some of the original shiny Charizards
You
go
wouldn't
for.
want to grade it.
The shiny Charizard was always the coveted Pokemon card on the school playground.
Because he's the coolest.
He's the best.
He's just objectively the coolest one, I think. That was I prefer Blastoise.
Blastoise is amazing.
But Charizard
But
was
the shiny
always
Charizard
officially
was
the
the
coolest
one.
one.
Yeah. And so I
That's great.
had one. I had him. And I still have him. And I must have had him for 20 years or something now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
It's pretty cool. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make some sort of frame for him that's got flames and stuff.
Do you have a favorite Pokemon? Because I have, my favorite Pokemon.
I do know. Yeah, I do know your.
But I don't know what yours is. Or if you have multiple.
I really like Flapple.
Flapple.
Which is one of the.
I'm going to have to Google that.
Yeah.
I don't know what a fucking Flapple looks like because I'm 34.
It's one of the newer ones.
Bleh.
He's a little guy in an apple core.
Okay.
Flying around. I also really like Smoliv.
That's not real. That's not. Is it an olive? Is it just a living olive with a little face? It looks like 2 or 3 other Pokemon already.
I like all the
except it has an olive on its head.
I really like all of the kind of silly ones like that. I have because me and James sometimes play Pokemon, I have a Mousehold deck, which is a family of mice.
Okay.
Is the one, that's it, the Pokemon.
Oh, the Pokemon is multiple mice.
The first evolution is 2, called Tandemaus. and then it evolves into Mousehold, and there are 2 more. Like, they've had kids. There's 2 smaller ones.
Are they like attached?
No, it's just like a little group of them.
But it's one entity.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
No.
That's fucked up.
Also, have you seen the freaking pastry dogs?
Now you're yanking my chain. Now you're just fucking making shit up.
So let's look
Stop
up.
making shit up.
Stop at your gaping noise void, woman!
That's Mousehold.
That's pretty cute.
And I haven't
pretty cute.
My Mousehold deck is cool because it's like you have the Mousehold that's active is stronger for each other Mousehold that's out. So if you have all of them out, it's really strong.
There's like magic cards that work like that, right?
Yeah.
Like multiplying up.
And then we've got
So you have you play a Mousehold deck.
yeah. It's fun.
Where the strategy is get fucking tons of Mouseholds out on the field.
Yeah.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool.
Sometimes.
Okay.
The pastry dogs are hilarious.
Fucking show me the pastry dogs. No. No, fuck off. No, get this shit out of here.
And then it evolves into or maybe no, it's the other way around. I got them the wrong way around.
You got them the right.
Fido is the one before it's baked.
Jesus.
And then Dash Bun is the
No, of course,
evolution
yeah,
when it's
yeah,
baked.
because it's a light coloured one, and then you cook it, and then it evolves into a big. It rises.
And it's brown because it's baked.
Fucking hell.
I like all the hilarious ones. I also really like Drifloon because I recently learned the lore about Drifloon.
Oh yeah, what was this you were telling me? Drifloon kidnaps children.
Drifloon tries to steal children.
Brilliant.
So he's a big like balloon thing, and he tries to lure children by being like, "Hey, I'm a balloon. You like me?" And so he tries to get them to like grab hold of his arm, and then he tries to take them away. But because he weighs like nothing, often they'll just pull him around, and he's like, "Oh God." And it says on the actual Drifloon card, it says at the bottom about like he's trying to steal children and stuff.
Some of those descriptions are fucking dark.
I love it.
Did you watch the TikTok I sent you
Probably not.
about Pikachu?
No.
Ash's Pikachu is called Jean-Luc Pikachu. It's in a manga. It's in an early manga.
Thumbnail.
It's in an early manga featuring that character, and Ash, the character that's like proto Ash, names him Jean-Luc because the creator of the Pokémon or whatever was a big Star Trek fan.
That's crazy.
And he just like, go Pikachu in the show.
Yeah,
People forget about it. It's not, you know, it's not like that's not his name in the show. But like, if you treat that, he's never been given any other name in the whole history of Pokemon. No. So that's his fucking name.
That's incredible.
Is Jean-Luc Pikachu.
That's incredible.
That's the Pikachu. And he's named after Picard.
Amazing.
Yeah.
There are also tea Pokemon I like. Sinistea, and then it evolves into a teapot.
You literally like all the ones that people complain about.
I like all the ones that are like
it's like
objects.
Oppositional defiance. You're like a hipster. You're like, oh, actually, I love the ice cream one. I love the door Pokemon. But I actually love the one that's just a stick.
They're funny. It's because they're funny. I like the ones that are objects, and like fruit and veg are great.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't play the deck if it wasn't powerful. Like the Mousehold deck is actually reasonably. Although actually, the first Pokemon deck I built was a Swallow deck.
What would my deck be? I'm not saying I will.
Diglett. But I don't
is there
know
a
if
strategy around Diglett?
I asked James recently if he thought there was a fruit and veg Pokemon deck.
Probably. But like, yeah, I need to. I don't have any Pokemon. I don't have Pokemon cards anymore. I don't.
We do.
I'm a man. I'm a man.
All right.
So I don't really play with toys and like trading cards.
You literally were shooting me with a Nerf gun earlier.
That was for the Vine, which is different. Do you remember those long rectangular rigid plastic pencil cases with the lids and the little drawers and the built-in sharpeners? They had little magnet lids. You had a 101 Dalmatians one.
Did.
And they were fucking huge. They were like the size of the fucking keyboard on my MacBook.
They were incredible.
And they were the coolest shit that has ever happened to kids.
They were so good. I had so much stuff in mine. It was fantastic. And the top bit flapped up. It was magnetic.
It was a little magnetic flappy thing, and it had compartments for all your pens and your pencils and your eraser, your rubber, and it had you pressed a little button, and the fucking sharpener
It bounced out. It bounced out.
It was on a spring, and and it had a little disposey bit for the shavings to go in.
Yes, they were so good. I miss mine. I would still use that now.
Do they exist? Do kids even know?
I don't think so.
Do kids have these?
Well, there's some cool stationery, because sometimes I go into WH Smith because James, my partner, is like a sports coach for kids, and so when he does holiday clubs, he'll go into WH Smith and get like cheap prizes and stuff. And so I look at the stationery because I like stationery, and I've never seen anything like that these days.
I think it's easy to forget, we have these products that have trends, like fidget spinners had their fucking moment, and then it's like, oh shit, one Chinese manufacturer sees that fidget spinners are a thing, and now everyone's making fidget spinners, bum bags, whatever. When we were at school, it was the same.
Yeah.
Maybe not, it didn't go viral, right? Because we didn't have TikTok or social media.
Yeah.
We didn't have any of that, which means our brains were healthy. But that shit still was now everyone's into yo-yos. Now everyone has you need to have this pencil case. You need to have the the fucking spring-loaded Action Man fucking Swiss Army knife of pencil cases, or you're not cool.
It was incredible. I loved it.
So good.
But I feel like also sometimes things come round, like slime. Slime was a big thing when we were younger, but much more so when it was in the TV shows.
Slime.
Your teacher would get slime.
That's gunge.
That's gunge.
Now I don't want to be too much of a pedant. I don't want to be too pedantic.
That's really true.
That's gunge.
But we had slime, actual slime.
And
slime is a huge thing now as well.
I think the key variable is that slime does not easily come apart.
Yeah.
It is one object. And it will come in a little goopy can, and it'll make fart noises.
Gunge was more liquidy.
Gunge is a non-toxic, gooey liquid made out of various starches and food dyes that you dunk Dave Benson Phillips, my personal good friend, into at the end of the show.
Good friend of ours.
Yeah. What's up, Dave? I had one of those, I had several of those, alien eggs.
It's the first thing on my fucking list. I was about to segue into it.
We've brought up slime.
Yeah,
now.
I was about to segue into it because of that.
You go.
Because speaking of slime, those squishy, weird alien things that were in eggs.
I had several.
I had several
of those. You got them from market stalls. You got them from shitty market stalls for £1 or £2, and they were like plastic eggs that contained a floppy, wiggly little gel alien
within a kind of
in another kind
slimy
of
putty kind of thing.
Single unit of slimy pus.
And did you ever get the thing where if you put them two aliens back to back, they were supposed to make a baby? Did you ever try and do that?
I heard that was an urban myth.
I think it is.
I think that was an urban myth.
It never worked for me.
Yeah.
But I tried it.
I remember kids telling me, put them in hot water or something, or put them in a thing, or put them in vinegar, or put them in this.
But I fully believed that I would get a baby alien if I did these things.
I have two theories. One, and I don't care, I should say. I don't need to know. Don't stop typing your comment. One is that it was just a complete fucking lie that some kid told in a school, and then
it spread like wildfire.
And it was suddenly up and down the country. Everybody was telling this stupid bullshit lie.
I assume it's that.
Or there was a specific other toy.
Oh,
there was
maybe.
a specific brand or type of toy. It might not even have been a slime thing that did actually have contain another alien inside it in a pouch or something.
Maybe.
And kids have little soft, dumb little brains, and that translated into all of them do it.
I feel like I remember having a baby alien, one of the little, like it was just a smaller version of the big one. But maybe I'm making that up in my
eggs.
head.
They made smaller. There were loads of. It was
and
the
maybe
same,
I just put it in with my bigger alien. So it
tons
was
of little
like
Chinese manufactured bullshit that you turn up on. There were all the different brands and names, and I think.
Yeah, they were. I love those things.
Within an hour, you've dropped it on the ground. It's now fucking ruined.
Yeah.
It's now absolutely
I remember washing mine.
Coated in dirt and dust that will never fucking come off because it's a fucking gooey, sticky thing.
Like those sticky, like men that you would throw at the wall.
You can't let them get to the ground.
Down. Exactly.
Because then they're fucked.
I got given one of those once. I can't remember why I had it, but it was a few years ago.
They're a lot of fun.
And I remember I would throw it at the door in my previous flat. I would throw it at the door to my balcony, and my cat Luca loved it. He'd freak out. Oh my goodness. Wow.
It's a very good sound.
Mm-hmm.
It's such a good sound. It's better than I like the second one. I liked the sequel to that.
I always like the GameCube one, and you remember when you would
And you can make it squeaky.
and then when you if you held down like the R button, it would go squeaky.
But nothing compares to PlayStation 1, and I think if I were to rank them, very close behind.
Yeah.
Very close second is PlayStation 2.
I hate the noises that my PlayStation 4 makes. Ooh.
Yeah, I can't remember. I spent a lot of time with my PlayStation 3, and it did have you turn it off. You just turn it off immediately, so I can't remember but it didn't have a startup sound. It had an internal hardware beep.
Well, it's not like a startup sound. It's when it opens.
It's just in the background.
It's in the menu.
They just stopped having startups, right? The 3, 4, and 5 don't do that.
No.
They don't have that.
Well, because the
and
original
you know what?
consoles...
That's why fucking Sony is always almost bankrupt.
It's because the original... That's the sole reason.
If you paid a little bit more attention.
Well, it's because the old consoles didn't have, like, the technology wasn't sophisticated enough for it to have a menu. It would just, you would put your disc in, turn it on, start up noise, and then it would go straight into the game.
It was just a fucking BIOS, and it needed that time to spin up your fucking disc.
But now it's like a smart console, so it has a
But
menu.
it could still have a bit of class.
Yeah.
You know?
No class.
No.
For a PlayStation,
no class. I'm still covered in beard hair.
Okay, well, so tech decks.
So good.
Yes.
Also terrible. Stupidest product in the world.
Oh, yeah, awful, but great.
Absolutely stupidest product.
Have you seen them now? They still make them.
But
they're like wider and like a bit longer, but mostly it's wider.
Well, so they make a lot of different ones.
Well, the ones I've seen are all just like weird chunky.
Yeah.
They just don't look the way they used to, you know?
I think that partly that is, I think that's partly them protecting it's like revenue protection. They're changing it up every few years because people copy them.
Yeah.
And I know this because I've researched.
Oh, okay.
Because when I do eventually launch
You're the skateboard person.
When I launch my skateboard themed card game,
which is really, really good,
that I'm developing, one of the Kickstarter perks is going to be a custom tech deck.
Incredible.
It's not going to be a tech deck, but I already know I have the details of a factory that makes custom fingerboards.
Amazing.
And they'll have the little logo on it.
I love it.
Stupidest product in the world. Absolutely stupid. I follow a lot of skateboarding stuff, and sometimes I will see people on TikTok or whatever on my feed will be doing impressive stuff with tech decks. Doesn't impress me. I should say, you could accuse me of being salty because I tried. when I was a
Yeah.
kid, and I could never fucking figure it out.
No, I never got to a point. I just liked having it on the desk and just going burp, 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 and like putting my other toys on it so it looked like they were riding skateboards.
I think at one point Tech released a bigger one that was like a remote control car that looked like a skateboard. I would fuck with that. And they also make handboards. I'm hungry.
Whoa.
They also make like hand-sized ones that are like that big.
Oh, so you're like this,
so
and
you're
you...
like this, and it's weird.
That would look even more dumb.
Yeah, it looks
than doing
silly.
this.
This is silly. This is silly.
That's really silly.
The best part, in my opinion, the best part about Tech Decks was that they came with tiny little tools.
Yeah, so
They came with a tiny little screwdriver and a tiny little socket wrench, and you could take them apart and you could take the wheels off and you could customize the wheels and you could put stickers on them. That was it.
That was
like,
the best thing about them.
It was like how I liked painting Warhammer but didn't like playing Warhammer.
Yeah.
Genuinely, I think that we should bring back promotional free gifts in cereal and crisps and stuff. And this is in addition. We had the nostalgia. We've talked about things that we love that are nostalgic, but genuinely, I understand the reasons and I disagree. Give us free toys. Give us free stuff. Put the effort in.
Yeah.
Work for our patronage. Cereal companies and snack companies.
We want them more if they come with free stuff.
I'm becoming radicalized by the state of our supermarkets.
Okay, yeah.
And the fact that there is no choice. We have no choice. And we're living in this horrible cost of living crisis, which is really a greed crisis.
Yeah.
Right? It's a crisis of greed. Because these companies are posting record profits. And they seem to, a lot of the time, use excuses. It's a bit like greenwashing or whatever, right?
Yeah,
it's healthy, right? Or there's the sugar tax. So, like, instead of just, I'm fucking Coca-Cola. I can afford it. But instead, I'm going to use the sugar tax to make my packages smaller and remove options from your shelves. So that if you want the sticky brown sugar water, you have to buy the little one and it's more expensive.
Yeah. You pay a premium.
Yeah. And I'm not an expert. But I think if they had to fucking work a bit harder for it, if they were allowed to pull out all the stops like they used to, they would all have to compete a bit harder. Because maybe I'm going to buy that one because there's going to give me a little holographic Simpsons spoon. Right?
Or a silly straw.
Yeah. Nowadays, I'm expected to be grateful because I bought a packet of Monster Munch and there were 6 of them in there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I ate a packet of Pom Bears earlier. I didn't even want to give you one. I didn't even want to offer you one because there were fucking 12. There were only fucking 12 bears. And it's because I can't go anywhere else. Everything's shit.
Yeah.
Everything's smaller. Everything's more expensive. And at least maybe you could give me a little Pog. You give me a little Tazo. To make up for it.
Would be nicer. Would definitely make spending more money on it.
I am hungry for a big packet of Pom Bears. I don't want to eat 2 packets of Pom Bears. I want to eat 1 big packet of Pom Bears.
I agree.
And I would like there to be a little fucking Crazy Bones in there.
Oh, Crazy Bones. That would be fun.
I want to get a little glittery, sharky Crazy Bones in with my very large, man-sized, appropriately sized packet of Pom Bears, please. Thank you.
Everything has gotten more expensive. Everyone has been increasing their price of everything. All of my bills have gone up. And it's like, oh yeah, we're in a crisis and all that stuff. the materials cost more, so you have to charge more. Like, yes and no. I think it depends what it is, but okay.
Yeah.
But like, you can't be charging everyone more all of a sudden, but also not paying people anymore.
Yeah.
How do you expect them to be able to continue to afford everything if it's all going up in price, but they're still being paid the same amount?
Nobody's making any money. Nobody's paying anyone properly. And you're not even going to give me 25 Pom Bears?
And don't even get me started on trying to buy a house. Oof. Oof. I'm like, I'll save all this money. I'll save as much money as I possibly can. I'll skimp so I can save more. So then I have a really good chunk for a deposit for a house in a few years.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't freaking matter unless you have the ongoing affordability, does it?
No.
And my work has been crap lately, so I haven't been earning as much as I normally would. And they're going to look at that and be like, oh, well, you've not been earning very well.
I have this real problem actually with this, like, because I have a really hard time. I turn it all inwards and I'm like, oh, well, yeah, I just need to work more, right?
Yeah, I have the same
I just need to
issue.
work more, or like, I just need to, I'm not applying myself in XYZ ways, right?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. I have been saying that to myself so much recently. And
I don't think it lets you off the hook, but I think that there's a middle ground that I'm not able to reach where it's like, you know what, actually it is just a fucking weird time right now.
Yeah.
It's a weird time, and it's okay to feel poor, and it's okay to feel like you're unable to progress.
That's how I feel.
My vision for both of us in the near future is to like put fucking sweatpants on and embrace just feeling like a bit of a piece of shit.
I thought you were going to say something really like lovely and deep about like we can go places.
Walk to the corner store in Crocs and a string vest and be okay with that, because it's the same for everybody, I think.
I have definitely had more moments recently than usual where I realize I've been sat at my desk crocheting and watching Dimension 20 for like 3 hours straight, and I haven't moved, and I probably should have been trying to do some work or get some work.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
And then I recently, more often, I've kind of actually been saying, oh, you know what? I'm allowed. Things are messed up right now.
That's what I'm saying.
It's
Fuck
tough.
it. That's what I'm saying. I think we should both just like...
When I have the work, I go all in. Like next week, I have a really busy week of work.
Yeah.
And I'm going all in, and it's going to be great.
But when it's not there, and we're doing all the things that we usually do, and it's not there, and we're trying and we're working very hard, and we're not making much money, I think we should just put aside 50 quid and buy Baldur's Gate. And just like vanish into a magical fucking D&D world for 100 hours.
Yep.
And say, fuck this shit.
I haven't bought that game because I haven't felt like I can afford it.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, because I'm not saying like we as a generation or whatever should just bun it off completely and,
Yeah.
and just give up and not engage and not have ambitions. I could never do that.
No.
But we need to acknowledge that it's weird. It's a weird time.
Yeah, and I think
it's not entirely our fault.
Yeah, and therefore like manage our own guilt, because I get very guilty, I think, a lot. And
kick that fucking Protestant work ethic right out of bed. Right out of bed.
But don't get rid of it completely.
Keep it in the room.
Having a good work ethic is good, but yeah, it's a weird time.
You were going to explain to me why you have come down on the side of Oliver. Why you think that Oliver should be chosen
for
instead of Yuval.
Chosen for...
I'm really invested in this, and I think you're wrong. But I want to hear your opinion.
Is this something that's going to get me in trouble?
No.
Okay.
The name of this segment really should just be I watch TikTok and Jenny doesn't. This is all that this is. I've been to this well several times now, and I think I'm going to stop because I just watch a lot of TikTok.
I don't open it.
Get on that plane to London. Stop teasing us. Get on that plane, and also you're doing the Lord's work. You're all three of you are really, really doing like the best you could possibly do with the fundraising. So fuck yeah.
I have no idea what he's talking about. Who are these people? What are they doing? I don't understand.
It's really cool to see. And Jenny agrees.
Yeah. Yeah, I hardly ever open TikTok. And when I do, I tend to just watch all of the things that have been sent to me by you and other people rather than actually like going on the feed or whatever.
That's fine. That's how I started.
But I do know that the book series that you're going to talk to us about now, what got very popular on TikTok. It's had a big... People on TikTok love.
I was going to explain this. I was going to synopsize the ACOTAR books for you by Sarah J Maas. Maas.
Very popular on TikTok.
Firstly, you think you fucking had me because you picked these books, but you don't even realize that they're my favorites. So fuck you.
So you've read?
I've read every one of them.
You've read every single...
Even the other one, even that secret one.
The whole series.
Even the other one. They take place on a distant and vibrant planet called Pandora.
Oh no!
Where there exists a human military outpost tasked with protecting corporate interests because they want to mine Pandora, but they don't realize that there is a civilization of tall, sexy blue aliens that live in harmony with nature.
I think you might be getting this a bit mixed up.
They start mining and just deforesting the planet. The military just there to make sure that nothing goes wrong. But one of them, Jake, they make friends with the blue people, and then they transplant their brains into bodies of blue people. And then they become friends and they fight on the side of nature. And it's gripping. And
especially in 3D.
Really intelligent and well written. I fucking love it.
And you've read all of them.
And I've read every single movie. I've read all of them.
Cool. It always sounds... Yeah.
And I'm
excited to finish the series.
And I write ACOTAR fan fiction where I have my own OC, my self-insert tall blue sexy man, and I fuck the tree with my tentacle tree bit. And I fall in love with a tall blue Ripley from Alien. And she fucks my tree hole. And I fuck her tree hole. And it goes back and forth, and we all connect and mingle with each other, and the tree and the jellyfish are there, and they fuck our holes too. Me and Ripley. Great books. Really good books.
I'm excited to finish the series.
Really love them. Do you want to just recommend something that you have been enjoying lately? Like, social media doesn't work anymore, and I'm finding myself I want to recommend things that I watch something that I love and I don't have any. I used to tweet about it, and it just doesn't seem worth it anymore. So I thought that maybe we could just both share something that we have been enjoying.
I've been watching a lot of Dropout TV.
The goats.
Yeah, they just do it right. They've got it, and I love it. I was borrowing a friend's subscription for a while. But I have my own. I pay for it because it's fully worth it.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps. I love Dimension 20.
Yeah.
I love D&D. And I have watched almost the entire back catalogue, which is hours and hours and hours and hours of great freaking D&D content. But then also, of course, all the original shows like Game Changer, Make Some Noise. Like, they're all just,
Do you have a favourite show at the moment?
Or
like maybe a one that you would recommend people start with if they want to go down the rabbit hole?
Game Changer.
Yeah. It's a really good gateway.
It's just Sam Reich just gets so unhinged with his ideas in this season, and it's incredible. Like, I love Sam Reich. He's amazing. I want to be him.
He's a role model for all of us.
Yeah.
And one day you will be the female Sam Reich.
I have genuinely said that to my friends because I'm having this like I don't know what to do with my life thing recently. Is that
there's no collagen
and I've said I know, and I've said like multiple times. I've said I want to be the female Sam Reich of the UK, but how do I do that?
I have no idea.
No one can be Sam Reich apart from Sam Reich. He's amazing. But yeah, I've been watching a lot of Dropout, and I'm thoroughly enjoying. And they've got so many different shows. Mine's
also TV. Mm-hmm. I have been really enjoying the Apple TV Plus show Big Door Prize.
Mm-hmm.
There are 2 seasons of it, and I think the last one, which I haven't watched, came out a couple days ago of season 2, and it's just really pleasant. It's really nice. The premise is that it's a kind of small town in the States, and one day in their general store, like a big games cabinet type thing appears in their general store one day called the Morpho Machine.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't seem to take money. Nobody knows where it came from. And you sit in it, and you like scan your hands or whatever, and it poops out a little card claiming to tell you your life's potential.
Oh, interesting.
And it's a show about that thing, this magical element, this sci-fi element, causing everyone in the town to have midlife crises because it goes to their head, or because it's something that they always wanted to be, but they didn't fulfill, they didn't live out their dreams.
Yeah.
Or it's like shows them, opens their eyes to a life that they could have had but didn't. And I think like that as a concept, it's based on a book which I haven't read, but I think that as a concept is a really like good timely thing for the age that we live in.
I'm gonna need to watch this.
It's it's not like the best show in the world. It never gets supremely profound, but I think what keeps me coming back is that all the characters are really like fun and goofy and very like honest.
It sounds very human.
There are a couple of characters in particular that are just like so silly and earnest. They kind of remind me of my favorite show of all time, Northern Exposure. It's like a town full of weird broken people that you enjoy watching, that you come to love.
I still haven't watched Northern Exposure. I need to watch it.
It's very good.
I need to borrow the box set.
So yeah, I just I would tweet that. I would try and fit that into a tweet, and then no one would read it. But there you go. There's my endorsement for the first 2 seasons of Big Door Prize. I think it's good.
It's on me. I want to watch it.
That about wraps it up. I think that's the end of the show.
I believe so, yeah.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Am I bothering you?
Yeah, always.
Took a second there.
No, I was just answering the question.
It's been a long time. The cameras died. The cards got full.
The lights
somebody
died.
Tried calling us. The lights died. I'm dying from cat. I have cat disease.
I keep sneezing for some reason.
Jenny keeps sneezing and knocking everything over. We hope you've enjoyed it. Our suffering is your entertainment.
Hopefully.
And if you have been enjoying the show, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel on YouTube. Follow me, Chris Coolblog, on all the socials that you give a shit about. Jenny, where can people find you?
Follow me. I'm at Jen R. Bingham on everything, I think.
I have a Patreon as well, and on Sundays I do live streams where we share and discover music together, which have been really fun. And I post about that on like stories and Discord and whatever.
I started making YouTube videos again also.
Have you?
Yeah.
Aren't you stopping again?
No.
You are? You're going to continue?
Well, I filmed one this week, so I need to get that up.
Hey, that's great.
No! He's going to shoot me again.